One of the things I wanted to pick your brain on, for those who don't know, Matt's a huge crypto OG. He's been in the space for a very long time, from the Ethereum ICO days. Obviously, we've had a complete change in the market. I think there's a few points I want to touch on. One, I definitely want to get your thoughts on Luna and UST and everything that happened there. But I also want to get your thoughts on, the current state of the market, where you see us going and how you think this cycle compares to the previous cycles that you've been a part of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so this happens a lot in crypto, right? So this is another one of those cycles. I was there in the end of 2012 and 2013 cycle, the 2017 ICO bubble pop, the scare right after the COVID happened, all these different places where crypto has had these huge run-ups and these huge markdowns. So where do I think this one compares to the other ones? There's two trends, and they're working counter each other. On one side, crypto has never had this much acceptance before as like a mainstream place to park some cash. So that's actually holding up the market. If you look right now, the market got hit super hard with the blow up of Luna, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. But we're actually maintaining levels at about 50% off the highs, maybe 55. You can go look. And considering how much bad news is coming out, it's actually pretty impressive, because you have stocks on the NASDAQ that are down more than that. So I think that that's attributable to the fact that crypto has grown a lot, and people are seeing this as like, oh, this is a long-term asset class. So you have some people in the space now who don't care what happens to the market. They're like Warren Buffett. They're just going to stay in no matter what. On the other side of that, we had a very typical run-up in 2021. And there was just massive over speculation. Usually in that part of the cycle, you start seeing things where everyone is in it to just flip it, make some quick money. And then also the fraud goes up. And so we've seen more of that starting to get exposed. And so that's late cycle events that you see. And when this has been sucked out before, you've seen 90% drawdowns in crypto, not 50%. So that's the case for arguing that things are going to get worse. So I think, definitely in a bear market, it's hard to say that this one is going to be significantly different than the other ones that we've experienced in the past. So I would expect it to be about the same. If that's the case, you're expecting somewhere around 70 to 80% drawdowns. We've only seen 55. So we probably have a little bit more to go. And in terms of timing, usually it's anywhere from 1 to 3 years on these recoveries. So just take it down the middle, say you think 24 months. So, and it obviously started in Q1. So you probably have a good 2 years here to flush it out. And that's where I think we are. So this moment is, every single time it rhymes, but it looks very similar. So that's where I think we are right now with the crypto market. I do think it's also the most exciting time, though, for another set of reasons.
Do you want to touch on what those reasons are?
Well, so it feels, if I was going to place this, it feels post 2001.
Okay.
To me. And if you look at what happened after 2001, the actual biggest businesses were built. And the difference is that you had enough infrastructure in 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6 to see where you needed to go, right? Whereas before in 1995, when you were building technology, you didn't have enough of the stuff in place yet to really be sure which way the internet was going to go. So you didn't have enough of the foundational things laid out so that you could do long-term planning. And the big businesses that made it after 2001, it's the Twitters, it's the Amazons, it's the Googles, et cetera. I mean, these impact people's everyday life now. And I think that that's where we are right now. So as opposed to like 2017, that felt much more like, a little bit earlier in space. I think we are far enough along now in the space where you can start to plan on 5+ year time horizons. And you need to be able to plan on 5+ year time horizons in order to build really big, impactful new businesses and products. So that's the exciting part, is I think the opportunity for building something really big exists here, because crypto market's on a little bit sturdier footing. Still early, but far enough along where you can place those types of big long-term bets.